The Saffron Yogi. The Saffron Yogi turned out to be a non-stop source of entertainment. Sahil bombarded him with questions due to his recent tough times, leading to some intense discussions. Sahil tended to have a slightly pessimistic view, so I tried to lighten the mood with humor. Bhavook, taking the steering, played Shiva songs as we continued our drive, stopping for sugarcane juice and tea breaks. Upon reaching Hisar, we were welcomed into Bhavook's home. We met his mom and younger brother, who shared his plans for studying in Canada. In the north, people warmly welcomed saints and sadhus. Word spread, and we spent the next few days meeting various families for lunch or dinner. We usually opted for lunch, respecting the yogi's preference not to eat at night. People had questions for the yogi, and I observed him calmly reassuring them. He was intrigued by my appearance. The long beard, hair, and outfits made him uneasy. He attempted to share some tantra and mantra tricks, but I was content with my yoga practice. One day, he curiously delved into my bag, but his inquisitive mind weakened him. I eventually shared my simple yoga and yogi kriya, offering to teach him. He declined, but suggested I join him on a trip to Kedarnath. I wasn't sure, needing time to figure things out. After a few days in Hisar, we visited Chandigarh to meet Bhavook's team, working for a social cause. They were excited to meet the Kedarnath yogi. Young lads assumed things about me based on my appearance, but as we chatted about normal things, they got confused. Bhavook clarified that I was more like a big brother, not a Maharaj seeking spiritual pursuits. Hisar was a brief stop, but we planned to return. Sahil, the Saffron Yogi, Bhavook, and I then set off for Rishikesh from Chandigarh. The journey continued with more adventures and encounters along the way. Some of the Saffron Yogi's advice didn't quite pan out, and my friends in Chandigarh had a good laugh about it. It's often tricky to figure out whom to trust. Personally, I kept my advice limited to health and fitness, drawing from my own practice and tricks. The Saffron man confidently spoke about destiny and transformation, all while sitting at Kedarnath. No questions about the place, the high altitude, low oxygen levels, and the temple's energy spoke for themselves. Becoming a tantric required proficiency in Sanskrit and mastery of numerous shlokas. The Saffron man, in his 30s, shared how political issues at a Haridwar ashram led him to the mountains. Coming from a well-read family in Rajasthan, his early desire for a spiritual life shaped his journey. Despite their claims of distancing themselves from materialism, the reality showed how money could ease life's challenges. Life, as we see it, has both good and bad sides. I never judged the Saffron man, offering him the benefit of the doubt. We arrived in Rishikesh by early evening, anticipating crowds. The Saffron man suggested staying at his ashram, while Bhavook and Sahil had other plans near the Ganga Ghat. I proposed checking out the ashram first. If it's close to the Ganga Ghat, why bother with hotels? Both were a bit disappointed, but once we saw the ashram, things were fine. It wasn't fancy, just a decent bed, in a cool place with outdoor toilets and hot water for them. The challenge came when the doors closed at 8 p.m. and dinner was served by 7 p.m. Bhavook and Sahil wanted to roam and smoke, which wasn't allowed. The first night we decided to roll with it, crash early, and wake up for an early visit to Triveni Ghat. That evening we experienced the Triveni Ghat's Ganga arti, surrounded by a lively crowd, jamming and later dancing to the chants of Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.